All right, today is June 16th, 2018, and we're here in Rochester, Minnesota at the Hope Lodge. And I'm Ryan Watkins,
I'm Helen Mendez.
I'm Jeff Silvey.
and today we'll be interviewing Jeff. So, Jeff, please tell us your story.
I'm from Republic, Missouri. I've been here about 4 weeks. I have a 7-week radiation treatment I'm having done for a fibrosarcoma I was diagnosed with on April 3rd. And how my sarcoma came about is I'd had some shoulder pains from being hurt by a cow about 6 to 8 months before that, and went into have a annual physical, and that's when they found a mass in the upper right portion of my shoulder. And after I had to have 2 spine surgeries because the sarcoma had wrapped around my spinal cord and the right nerve on my arm, and I had to have 2 spine surgeries to relieve the pressure off that, to keep from paralyzing me, because I was within just a short amount of time from being paralyzed from that sarcoma with the pressure on my spine. And after those surgeries, then we decided, me and my wife, to make the trip to Rochester to be treated at Mayo Clinic, and to try to figure out some sort of way to hopefully slow it down. It's not really, it's inoperable at this point in time, and sarcoma, the type of sarcoma I have, doesn't really respond well to chemo, so radiation was my option that I had at this point in time to be able to hopefully get it stopped or slowed down.
Certainly.
As far as being sick, I'd never been sick at any point in time in my life before this. So for me, this has been a real life-changing event. 43 years old, and like most people, you wouldn't think at any point in time you'd be going through something like this at 43 or any age, but especially when I consider myself still young and a kid. It's hard to go through this, but it's what it is. Just deal with it and move on, you know?
Sure. Would you be willing to talk about how treatment has affected your daily life?
Sure. Yeah. Me and my wife, I'm employed full time. I've got a job outside of we have a farming business also, farming operation, cattle business. So I work full time outside of that. My wife's been a stay-at-home mom for 14 years raising our kids, and she takes care of the operations there at our farm. But as far as me, it's been a complete life-changing event as far as being able to do things your entire life and then not being able to do a whole lot. I'm just now to the point where I'm able to do physical therapy because the spine surgery was extremely invasive, and that's hard. That's been the worst part about the whole deal. We've been up here for 4 weeks, and again, we've got a little over 3 weeks left. Far as how it's affected our daily routine, it's completely turned it upside down. But this is the right place to be. The Mayo Clinic and the people here at the Hope Lodge are amazing. I can't imagine being anywhere else. You learn to adjust. You learn to adjust to what you have. But just by looking at me, if it wasn't for my back and being somewhat still healing, you'd never know that I was sick. And that's the thing about a lot of people here. You walk around, you'd never know they're sick.
How do you think the experience affected your wife and kids?
I have a 15-year-old son and an 11-year-old daughter, and not because they're my children. They're extremely mature for their age, but they really had to grow up this summer. We've left a lot of the responsibilities there for them at the farm, and it's tough. It's hard. Thank goodness for FaceTime and cell phones for today's day and age. My wife's a trooper. I was trying to get her to go home the last week of my treatment so she could kind of go home and get things squared away and then come back up with the kids, and we all drive home together. But she's going to stick it out with me. I can't imagine not having her. Cancer changes everybody that you come into contact with. And I read something in the entryway when I came here. You know, cancer can't destroy true friendships. True relationships, you'll always have those, and you're going to make some new friendships, and you're going to lose some because of it. But gosh, it changes everything. It changes everything.
Do you have any advice for somebody who's just been diagnosed with cancer?
Take each day, day by day. Don't take things for granted. Again, what you thought was important, it's not. You need to focus on me. I'm going to focus on my family way more than what I did. I for a long time, I always thought, not intentionally take things for granted, but we do as human beings. We take things for granted. We take things for granted that there's always going to be a tomorrow. The sun's always going to rise the next day, and that's not a true statement. Um, focus on your family and the things that you thought were important. Push them to the side because what's really important is going to be the love you have, your family gives you, the people that stand beside you. The text messages, the phone calls, the people that stop by, you'll find out where you stand with people in life. You'll find out where you stand with people in life, and slow down, smell the roses. I was the world's worst. I don't have time.